This week on the Tease, can a camel really go through the eye of the needle? But these are just paper clips.
Hey, que no te confundas.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tease, the place where we tease out the scripture before we jump headfirst into it on the weekend. All right, we are in our NRSV Bibles, and we're going to be reading from Mark 10. This week on our FM dial, we're Mark 10, verses 17 through 31. 17 through 31. However, this passage, which is about the rich man who's trying to talk to Jesus and say, hey, how can I get salvation? How can I get into heaven? This is found in all the synoptic gospels. We've heard this story all throughout Sunday school. It's Jesus saying this to this rich man. There's one thing you got to do to get into heaven or to find salvation, and that is for you to sell all your possessions and give them away to the poor and then come follow me. And the rich man's like, I can't do it. So Jesus says it's much easier for like a camel. Let's just say it's a camel, but really this is Christian's stapler. Okay. It's easier for this camel to get in through this eye of a needle, for it to pass through. Let's get a little bit background on this. Many scholars would agree that there's a decent chance that there was an entrance into Jerusalem called the eye of the needle. Why? Because there was a huge entrance into Jerusalem that was during the day. All right, that was during the daytime. It was big. So lots of folks can go through there. It's daytime. There's a lot of light there. They can secure it. At night, they shut down that gate and they put a little one, a little tiny one that's actually really small. It's easier to secure because remember, there's no lights on. They didn't have any like night fog lights going on. And so it was so small, the locals would call it the eye of the needle because it was so difficult to get through. So again, if you are a camel loaded up with a bunch of stuff on it and you're coming through at night because you left Damascus late because you're watching the Browns game, then you are going to be having some tough cookies to try to get through the eye of a needle. These sermon demonstrations are worth $1 million. Look at what I'm doing here. This is incredible. It is so easy for us to sit here and say this thing is about rich people not getting into heaven or rich people struggling to get to heaven. I think that is such a tired interpretation, and it's way too easy, and it takes the onus off of most of us who read the Bible because most of us are not sitting pretty with $1 million in our hand. The more difficult way of interpreting the scripture, which is you got to go for the one that really challenges your soul, is Jesus challenging all of us of wondering what kind of cargo is on our back that's not enabling us to go through the doors of salvation. This rich man had all this cargo on his back because he was listing all of these things that he's done. He's followed the 10 commandments. He's been a good dude. He's talking about his works that he's done. And Jesus is like, listen, cool, I like your works, but what I'm really about is your heart. So give me your heart. You ready for that? And that's where the rich man is like... So for us, it's the same question before we come to church this Sunday. Think about your own pride. Think about your own ego. Think about the things you're really excited about, your own accomplishments, especially when in terms of being a do-gooder, of doing good things for God. And wondering, yeah, I do all these great things. I volunteer. I'm part of these ministries. But Jesus is saying, good, but I want to take all those off your back first. And I just want you. Just want your heart. I just want your pure self, transparent, no other stuff connected to it. Give me your sinful, broken self, and then we can start doing some work together. So think about that before this Sunday. Hey guys, you can also tune in on Fridays now at 9 a.m. where the Rabbi Matthew Durbin and I will be starting a brand new radio show called, wait for it, A Priest and a Rabbi Walk into a Radio Show. Yes, it's a working title, so we have nowhere to go but up on that one. Also for this Sunday, just a reminder, we will be taking a collection for all of our brothers and sisters up north for the rebuilding project that's going to be needed. Probably take months, maybe a full year in the Panhandle. So prayers for them, and let's be generous to support them in this great time of need. Bye-bye. God bless.
Hey, que no te confundas.